Alright. Before I begin my review for Toy Story 4, I have a bit of complaint to make. So, when Toy Story 4 was being released in the theaters, they came out with the new Blu-rays and 4Ks for the original trilogy. And they came out with these specifically in preparation for the fourth film's release. So you have the first one, which is purple, second one, which is yellow, and the third one, which is green. So you would think that the fourth film's release on Blu-ray or 4K would follow suit. Well, no. See, I just thought, oh, it's going to be blue. That makes sense. But, and remember, these were released in preparation for the fourth film's release, which means these were made before the fourth film's release. So you think if they were going to release the fourth one, they would try to do it in the same pattern. This is the cover for the fourth film. And while it's pretty cool looking, it does not connect to any three of these whatsoever. That was my biggest complaint about the home releases. I was like, what color's it going to be? And then I saw this and I'm like, man, why did they do all the color coordinating with the other three if they're just going to do this? Makes no sense to me. But let's talk about Toy Story 4 and quit messing around, alright? So, this took years for this to come out. First one came out in 2010. This came out almost 10 years later. Or the third one came out in 2010, I should say. This one came out almost 10 years later. 9 years later in 2019. The same day as the Child's Play remake, which was funny because the Child's Play movie specifically had Chucky targeting the toys of Toy Story. I thought it was kind of cool. But you had this. And the biggest question in Toy Story 3 was, where was Bo Peep? And they decided to make this fourth film, even though the third film had such a good ending with saying goodbye to Andy and all that stuff. And, you know, this film, one of the questions this film was going to answer was, what happened to Bo Peep? And another question that a lot of fans had was this film actually necessary after the ending of the third film? And you know what? Yeah, I think it's necessary. I think it was warranted. There's talks of a fifth film, but don't. Now that they're doing a stupid prequel called Lightyear with Chris Evans instead of Tim Allen, and it's supposed to be based on the real Buzz Lightyear, I don't know. It's going to be weird. But, this film opens with a story that takes place 9 years prior to this. Now, from what I've read, this movie actually takes place a year after Toy Story 3. Because, you know, she was in daycare, now she's going to kindergarten. Bonnie hasn't aged. So, yeah, it'd be a year after. So this opens at Andy's house. Gives you the feels. You get the "you got Fred in me" stuff. But it opens on a stormy night in which Bo Peep is being given away to someone else. And Woody and RC are out there he's trying to save RC. And then he has to go get Bo Peep, but she says she's ready to leave. But the biggest mistake they made about this opening is that Bo Peep was not Molly's toy. It's the one thing that, from the start, I was like, what did they do? What? Why is she in Molly's room? Bo Peep was always in Andy's room. She was Andy's toy, not Molly. And not once did they ever indicate she was part of a lamp. What? I don't know where they pulled this from, but retconning for the sake of retconning, and then she's a lamp, which makes no sense. I mean, it could make sense, but to me, she wasn't a lamp. She was a toy. I don't know. So then we cut to now, and Andy, and Andy, um, Woody, he's not necessarily in charge of the room anymore. He tries to help, but it's really Trixie that's in charge now. And, he's always saying, oh, when I was with Andy this, when I was with Andy that, but Bonnie's not Andy. And so this film is basically about Woody trying to find his place in the world now that things have changed. Which sort of, okay, this whole thing they do with Bonnie, I don't like Bonnie, alright? She seems like one of those kids where she wants something, then she gets it, and she finds something else she wants, and she throws the other thing away. I hate those type of people. I hate those type of kids. Where they're like, oh, ooh, I want this, I want this, I want this. They play for a little while, they see something else, oh, I want this. Throw the other thing away. That's what Bonnie is, and that irritates me. Because the whole third movie, in the third movie, Andy gave up Woody to this girl because she goes, my cowboy! And he gave it to her. And now she's basically throwing it aside for a goddamn fork. A plastic spork. And she's throwing Woody to the side, wants nothing to do with him, because she wants a spork. I know you're saying she's only 5 years old. Give her a break. But come on. Andy gave up his most prized toy to this little shit. And she's just going to throw him away for a spork. And it's not like I'm exaggerating. She goes home to play with the toys, and she takes all the toys out but Woody and leaves him in the closet. And I know that's part of the plot that he's trying to find out where he belongs. And how much convenience in the plot they have to have that it just so happens that Bonnie and her family are going on a vacation, and they just so happen to stop at an antique store, the very same antique store where Bo Peep happened to have gone to. Her lamp was there, whatever, the lights. She's not there because now she's a free toy. And we get the concept of free toys here. Let's talk about the cast here for a little bit. There's some new cast members here. Notably, Ducky and Bunny, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele, and they're funniest thing in the film. Bar none. You have Duke Kaboom, who I was shocked to find out, after I'd already seen the movie in the theater, by the way, was Keanu Reeves. He even says, whoa, a couple times, and I couldn't figure out it was him. You know how many times I kicked myself in the ass for that? Do you know how many times I was walking around my apartment trying to kick myself in the ass because I did not realize that it was Keanu Reeves? Dumb me. And we got Gabby, voiced by Christina Hendricks. She's the villainess of this film, and she's basically the same thing as Lotso. She had an owner, her owner let her go, she's in this antique store, she wants another owner. But she's not a tyrant, but she controls these puppets who looks suspiciously like Slappy from Goosebumps. All that's left for them to pop up and go, hello, Papa. That's it. They look just like Slappy. But her story's kind of sad. She wants Woody's voice box so that she can talk. Now, this is another problem I have because Woody gives her his voice box, puts it in her, and then it sounds like her. No, that's not how it works. A voice box is configured to a specific toy. You put it in her, she's going to sound like Woody. You pull on her strings, she's going to say, somebody was in the water hole. But it doesn't matter because the kid just throws her down anyway. But then they find her a new home with this lost little girl, which is cool. And then we get the ending of the film, which is a goodbye because Woody decides he's going to stay with both people. I love how they do this. Is that, they go up. Because the whole thing is that Forky thinks he's trash, and he's going to try to run away. And if I was Woody, I'd say, let the guy go in the trash. You know, Bonnie's gonna abandon me for a fork? I don't think so. But anyway, he just want, like I said, it's Woody's journey. He wants to make Bonnie happy, and so that's what it takes to make her happy. At the end of this, Woody's standing there with Buzz, and Buzz says she'll be fine. Woody thinks, Bo Peep, and then he goes, Bonnie, we'll be fine. And then the other ones come there, hey, Woody, Bo Peep, hey, Bo. And they say goodbye. And then, Buzz, Woody have a hug. And then they all scramble back because Forky wasn't paying attention. And then they do this thing where you got Buzz and Woody, and Buzz goes to infinity. And Woody says, and beyond. Yes, I'm starting to cry. Shut up. That was just, fantastic. And then, the song. There's a song in this film that is more catchy than You Got a Friend in Me. It's I Can't Let You. I can't let you. I can't let you throw yourself away. It is more catchy than You Got a Friend in Me, and I bullshit you not. One last thing I want to talk about is before this film was released, there was a passing. Before they even started doing any filming, there was a passing of Don Rickles, who played Mr. Potato Head. So they used leftover voice stuff from previous films to kind of fill that in. And I think they took that, and a lot of the side characters from the last 3 films were kind of put to the wayside because of that. But this film is fantastic. I give it a 7. I don't think it's as good as 1, 2, and 3, but it's a great way to cap off this 4 films, and I think that's the way they should leave it. If they do another one, just have Buzz be part of it and Forky, but not Woody. Woody's story is done. Try to continue it another way, but Woody's story is done. Gets a 7. So what are your thoughts on Toy Story 4? Leave me comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one. I can't let you.